Shalom. All praises goes to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Kakodash. The wonders goes into the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that are taught me this truth. Much love and peace and blessings goes out to all you hopeful elect brothers that are teaching the word of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, the truth and sincerity. So I want to share something with you brothers, man, that are listening. Perhaps if you be in a camp or if you just be a newcomer to learning the knowledge of being a Hebrew Israelite. But I want to give a testimony of what happened today actually at camp. And basically what I'm going to title this video is going to be what this video is about, which is that the fact that two different angels visited the camp today, right? Two different angels visited the camp, and which I believe and all in all, these two different men, they could have been just regular men, but it's just my belief, and a few other brothers from the camp will tell you that they believe that these men were angels, because today we was at camp, which is Saturday, while we was prophesying. At first, we had one Jake come up, and he was an older, light-skinned Jake with like green eyes or something, man. Light-skinned guy. And he came up, and basically it was weird because he had the intent of course, talking to us or saying something to us while we was going into something. We was, bringing out the scriptures while it was at camp. We in the midst of prophesying. And he comes up and he starts handing out flyers and this, and this, right? He hands out flyers. And the flyers that he handed out was the Tulsa, Oklahoma. The thing that happened at Tulsa over 100 years ago. That's what he handed out. It was like little pamphlets dealing with that event that happened. I didn't get a chance to fully read it. But what I noticed about this dude, he was dressed very weird. He was dressed weird as hell. He had on some type of, and it's hot as shit outside, he had some type of heavy coat on. And he had a cowboy hat on. And on his hat, he taped some pieces of like newspaper to the top of his hat. He had like a cowboy hat, but the bucket of his hat had newspaper taped to it, some translucent paper, so you could see what was written on that newspaper. And right in the beginning of that newspaper, right in the forefront of his hat said "Preacher Man," right? So I noticed this before he even started talking. I'm like, oh shit, this guy. I thought in my mind, I said, man, this brother, he probably is an angel. And as he's handing out these pamphlets, he's talking about Tulsa, Oklahoma. And then brothers is like, you want to hear the real history and blah, blah, blah. And this guy, he's like, yeah, sure, okay. And I'll put it like this. He was acting like he didn't know the scriptures. But as the brothers brought the precept, the first scripture we go to, because he's like, as he handed out these pamphlets, we asked him, one of the brothers asked him, he's like, well, what do you think should happen as a consequence of Tulsa, Oklahoma, of the race massacre that happened in that city? He said compensation. So the brothers said, well, look, we're going to show you the actual compensation that's going to happen. So the brothers, we open up Revelation 13 chapter 13 and 9, where it says, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity, and he that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. And as the brother listened to that scripture, it's an old man. In his flesh, he looked to be upwards of 65 to 75 years old. And he said, yeah, you're right. He said, yeah, that is the truth. And that's exactly what he said. And right after the brothers brought the precept, he said, all right, brothers, I gotta go. He said, you brothers are doing a good work. He said, you brothers, you keep doing what you're doing. God bless. He didn't say Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, because you know what? That would be too obvious. If he actually said Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, Brakatah, that would be too obvious. He said, God bless. He said, you brothers are doing a good work. God bless. I'll see you brothers. And left. And you also had this guy that came up around the same time, which he was kind of like, this is the thing about a lot of brothers that come up and that we think that they're angels. They got a weird spirit, man. But the thing about it is, the scriptures call us a peculiar people. And one of the synonyms for peculiar is weird. So these dudes came up in a weird spirit. The first guy did, and the second guy did as well. But the second guy, he was like a younger man, appeared to be nothing older than 30 years old. And he's coming up. Actually, first time he came up was actually before the camp. And he was talking to one of the brothers, the younger brothers in the camp, and blah, blah, blah. They having a discourse. And something in my mind, even when he was talking to the brother, told me like this is not a normal guy. You know what I'm saying? But he had a shirt that had an eye, which the eye on his shirt almost kind of looked like a chariot. Had the shape of a chariot, and then underneath that eye was a sword. And then underneath the sword was like 3 beams of light. So I don't know exactly what that means. You brothers out there, you can tell me if you have an interpretation of that. But to me, I took it as a warning sign of what's to come. Like, you know, Yahweh Bashir Shai is going to use the so-called white man to actually be a sword and going to kill a lot of people in these days. So there's that. So he came up before camp. He was talking to one of the brothers. I didn't get to hear his dialogue, what he had with the brother. But after he started talking to the brother, he left. And meanwhile, while we prophesying, we out there for about 2.5 hours, right? He was circling around the camp and watching us. Like he would drive, because he was riding a bike. The guy was riding a bike. And as he was riding his bike, he would circle past and just was watching us the whole time. Just looking at us, right? So we shut down camp. We done prophesying. And brothers go to, we go to do our business. We kicking and chilling. We actually leave the campsite to go somewhere else and come back. And this same guy, the young man I'm talking about, is rolling past the camp with fucking he's rolling by the camp with a different shirt on and still rolling by looking at us, man. So it came to the point to where he actually we told him to come here, man. Hey, what's up with you, blah blah blah, because we keep noticing this guy. And man, when I tell you, he just started speaking spiritual. Everything that he said was spiritual, man. Everything this guy said, but at the same time, as he's saying all these things, it's like his mind was scattered. Like he's trying to make himself seem like he's crazy or something. So his mind was scattered. A lot of stuff that he was saying was not coherent unless you was actually listening to him. But he was saying like, look, man, he started rapping and everything. He started spitting his message in the form of rap. And he's like, yeah, don't offend the little ones. He said something to that effect. The Most High is going to work a great work. The power is coming. The power is coming. The mighty ones are going to get raised up and blah, blah, blah. But man, the fact, I can't detail everything that he's saying because I don't remember word for word. I'm actually not good at remembering things that people say word for word. I kind of get a general message, but the general message what he was saying to us was that, look, spiritual power is coming. And at that very same time, to be circumspect, because a lot of death is about to be happening right now, man. A lot of judgment is about to be getting poured out at the same time. Do you see what I mean? So that was that guy's warning to us. And even if he wasn't an angel, let's just say he was just a bugged out dude, the Spirit was speaking through him to tell us the exact same things that he said. Because look, another thing that he said specifically, he said, look, the younger guy, who's who I'm talking about, he said, man, sometimes I feel pregnant, like something is about to erupt out of me, and I need to get this out like a baby. And the scriptures tell you how, in the last days, how basically Zion is going to travail with that child. It's going to be like as when the labor pains come upon before the delivery of the baby, how the pains come. And you know what? The first labor pain, I shouldn't say the first, because I'm not going to pinpoint when the labor started, but one of the major labor pains that happened was when this old C-19 virus hit home and got these people bugged out. So it's to the point where a lot of people think that they're over that, but the next major pain is coming. The next birthing pain, the next type, feeling that pain is coming to this society. And I'm telling you, brothers, out of personal testimony, we've seen people all day rolling by in gangs of motorcycles and four-wheelers and shit. People think it's all good. People think it's sweet, man. Motherfuckers out here kicking it. But what that dude was telling us, man, through the spirit, is look, man, it's coming. It's coming. It may seem like shit is opening up. You don't gotta wear masks no more and blah, 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 blah. But it's about to go down, man. Now something worse than C-19 lockdowns and all that shit is coming, man. It's coming, man. And at the same time, spiritual powers is coming. A lot of confirmation and miracles are coming, man. So I just want you brothers, take whatever spiritual points from this video you can. But I believe, man, 2 angels visited the camp today. 2 different angels. And this is just after 2 weeks ago that we seen a whole line of chariots come. So it's going to be a lot of spiritual stuff happening, man. There's going to be a lot of spiritual stuff happening as we move forward. And I feel like today and I hope, brothers, if you see this video, brothers from the camp, if you got a different perspective on the stuff that I witnessed as far as these 2 angels, and you know exactly what they said, because there's other brothers that witnessed these brothers, man, do videos on it, and because you might be able to give a testimony that's better than mine, more detailed, to edify the flock. And the only reason why I say it is not to boast in what we're doing out here specifically, but to boost you brothers' faith out there that believe, man. To boost you brothers' faith that believe, so you can take this as a witness to yourself, man, that Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is dealing with y'all as well. Because we believe in the same thing as y'all do. You see what I mean? So we believe in the same thing. So you brothers out there, man, just take it serious and take this as a witness to just keep going. And the Most High, He's dealing with us. You know what I'm saying? Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, Barakadam, Lord's with us, is edifying. Shalom.